What's going on, world? This is the Live For You podcast. It's the episode 4, right?
Yes.
Episode 4,
yes, sir.
Yep.
So, yeah, before Kenny was saying that didn't matter, but it actually does.
I'm just saying, we working, so it doesn't matter.
All right, let's get into it, man. Today we're going to be talking about social media and its impact on self and how people stay motivated, inspired by what they see with other people, with what other people are doing, and also how people get discouraged or just kind of saddened by what they see other people doing and realizing what they're not. You know what I mean? Like they compare themselves to someone else on social media. But
what do you think social media was created for? That's the real question I got.
That's a great question.
When did social media start? In like 2007?
I feel like it started with like YouTube. Kind of.
Or was it Facebook? It was YouTube or Facebook?
Say like
MySpace.
MySpace, yeah.
MySpace kind of led.
Wait, were you on MySpace on that?
I was.
Yeah,
sure.
MySpace. I remember MySpace. Yeah, checking your messages or whatever it is.
Okay.
Like
Top 8.
You
know?
Oh, that was important. You go to school the next day like, yo, I'm not in your top 8. That's
exactly.
crazy.
That's a perfect example of how it all starts.
Yeah,
like,
facts.
if someone's not on your top 8, it's like it sets the tone for the ranking of friendship, if you will.
Yeah.
It's like, man, how come I'm not number 2?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I did think about that.
It's because it's like, people were hurt because if you're not in the top 8, it's like, oh, that's how you really feel about me.
Yeah.
But it sets that's kind of standard, and I think that's kind of where social media has evolved today. Is like, if you're not relevant, you're not seen, then you're not important. You know?
And it's crazy. I wonder what developed from that. Like, probably people who are like more into like the analytics are probably like, oh, people are paying more attention to who's in their top 4, who's in their top 5, or whatever it is, and they want to be like seen,
recognized.
You know what I mean?
I think that's what it's about. To answer your question, though, I think social media was just intended to network. It's just another option than just having a face-to-face convo. You can shoot out your resume, or you can connect to millions of people instantly.
Yeah,
I think that was the main purpose.
And that started with MySpace.
Yeah,
we could get that. I'm pretty sure there probably was something before, but MySpace was the first popping one.
Yeah, for sure.
So when did it turn into something that's like, I need to show people, because I feel like sometimes when I look on social media, now it's like, some people are they need to feel like.
It's just funny because the way it progressed is scary, bro. Because it's like we started with MySpace, and then you go to Facebook, and I mean YouTube's YouTube. It's just YouTube's always gonna be relevant. But when we're talking about like that, like interacting with your peers and stuff, I remember Facebook was kind of there, but I think when Twitter and Instagram started getting drastic, with like followers and stuff like that.
I remember specifically Facebook. I think I created my first Facebook around like 2009. It was crazy.
2009.
And it was just so dry at that point because it was intended for just college students.
Yeah, for older folks. I remember.
I got on there and the page was just kind of bland. And
I was like, I don't want to be on this.
On Facebook at all. That's why we were on MySpace. And it's just dope to see the evolution. But my main point, what I was going to say was, I think it evolved when people started realizing that they can post content. Put something out there for everyone to see instantly.
So what was do you guys remember any of the first few videos that like went viral?
Like when YouTube and stuff like that?
Yeah.
I mean, like I can remember certain ones,
Like what? Do you?
I don't know. It would be random ones to me, like the bigger ones were like the don't Charlie bit my finger or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like everyone would know those ones.
Or even Soulja Boy with his dance.
Oh, he was kind of a meme before the memes were popular.
He was.
Oh yeah, true.
True.
Yeah.
Even something like Vine. Vine too kind of changed the game.
But Vine was different. Vine, I came at the perfect time.
Yeah,
because I was in school. I was in college by that time, so it was like. It was useful. It was useful to be like, 6 seconds. Our attention spans are all gone.
Exactly.
This is perfect. No, that's a perfect. Whoever made that app is a genius.
That's like 6 seconds.
We had no attention span, and he's like, you know what? No one watches 30-second long videos anymore.
But it's crazy too. It's crazy too. Like going back to the Soulja Boy thing, is like when he did that, I feel like people got ideas. Like, oh, he went viral. He's doing this. Like, you know what? I'm gonna like put a video out there. And I'm gonna go viral. You know what I'm saying? So like. People getting ideas from other people doing things kind of opened the gates for, I feel like, with social media, and it just kept evolving and evolving and evolving.
Yeah.
So like, even if you look at people who, if you go on social media right now, I bet you that all of our pages where we can see somebody working out. Working out, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's the trend. I feel like people are always trying to work out, always trying to look good. Like I can be like, all right, let me put a hashtag in there. I don't know, like workout, and I see a whole bunch.
But the key is, people have always been working out.
Yeah,
it's just now. Let me post a video. Of me working out,
but there's always tricks to the trade. So being that the market is like, okay, everybody is working out, but it's who is like, what do they look like?
Yeah. What do they look like?
Or if they're doing something like you talking about Ant, right? He's doing something. They're doing unique things, like they're doing unique workouts and intense. Whereas like some girls can or some males can strictly just be like, okay, this is my looks, this is how I look, and it's like now they're a brand, or it's like a couple, they're doing one. There's so many ranges, it's crazy, you know.
I agree with that, definitely.
No, it's too fast, man. It's insane how like it would start from like a normal workout to then you have an Ant Lugo jumping over 8 cars. It's like what? Like what are we doing?
But
now?
I think what differentiates a lot of people who really are blowing up in social media, doing the same thing other people are doing who just aren't blown up, is the fact that they have a story behind what they're doing, and they're really like passionate about something that they're doing, and that they're not just doing it just because, but they're doing it in the sense that like, man, this is what I love to do, this is what I'm passionate about. So with the Ant and the Lost Breed, it's like, man, these guys blown up because they're just highly motivated by their story and their experiences. You know what I'm saying? So like they're like, you know what? I'm gonna blow up and I'm gonna show the world what we're capable of doing. You know, whereas other people are probably like, oh, I'm just gonna work out just so people can see that I look good, or I can see that I look good.
Yeah, it's definitely levels to it.
You know what I'm saying? And I think people are they'll like look at a video and they'll be like, oh, how do I look? And they just critique the heck out of themselves and compare themselves to a whole bunch of people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
J. Cole said it in one of his rap lines, like, there's always going to be a bigger house. There's always going to be a better, there's always going to be more in everything. You know what I mean?
I think it's funny. Someone said something like that recently. They're like, yeah, there'll always be a girl that's better than yours.
Yeah, something like that in one of his lines.
It's like, love yours. Love yours.
Yeah,
there you go.
Exactly, man. My man Meech.
What? Oh my God.
Thank you. Because I was trying to figure that out.
Love yours. Great song.
Love yours, man. It's like, just focus on your life. Don't really focus on like.
Bro, but that's drastic. Okay, see, this is where because the thing I'm thinking about too is that if you have someone like J. Cole, like I think when it comes to because we're obviously gonna get there at some point. When it comes to like now you see the mental health of like social media, like you have to distance yourself from it. To an extent, but it's really hard. I can understand why it's really hard for some people who are literally just making income off it. Because now you have people getting paid compared to like Facebook. When we were on Facebook originally, no one was getting paid for that.
They were just
to do all that. And then some YouTube people were just doing YouTube stuff. And then you had Soulja Boy was like, wait, we can get paid off this? Like, and then now you see so many people, it's their well-being. Like it's that's the scary part. And it's like,
oh, it's their well-being, right?
Like, and Netflix has actually a thing on that too about IG famous people, like social media famous people, and it goes into their lives, and then like they talk about how they got there, how they made it, this, that, and the third. But then it also gets back to like their mental health and like all that.
So, do you guys think social media is more of something? It's more of a negative thing or a positive thing?
That's a great question. I was just thinking because I feel like it can go either way. It like Meech was saying, sometimes.
My bad to cut you off real quick. We've seen so much happen through social media with like, you know, like shootings and just like negative stuff, and people doing a lot of things just to get attention. You know what I mean? Like how people use social media, man, can just like either ruin it or make it amazing. You know what I'm saying? But no, go back.
I think when it comes to a point where it becomes too much, when you're just constantly just posting and just putting out things that aren't really relevant to what's happening. And I think people can just fall victim to just worrying about people's opinions about, like you said, posting a video, people critiquing how they look and just things like that. I think it can just be too much. It can get too much for people. That's why you see people take breaks from social media. They go dark, or you know, they just get off it and just cleanse for a little bit because it's too opinionated at times.
Yeah, man. I think, like you said, man, I think for me, it's really all about perspective, man, and how you handle that social media. Like, if I'm going on social media, I'm going there to see. I like sports. You know what I'm saying? So I check out Bleacher Report, House of Highlights. And then like if I'm a lot of the things that a lot of people who I follow are like motivational speakers or people who are like poets or people who are really like just inspirational people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it has that, what is it, the analytics where it kind of like tells
break down like who's watching and stuff like that.
Well, no, like the algorithm, right?
Okay.
So like it has like on my page when I go on already, it has like inspirational.
So it's already
there. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm involved in that stuff. So I like it. I like.
But you've also formatted. If that's entirely how it is, you formatted what you want to.
It's just sports and like inspirational stuff.
Okay.
So I can't imagine. I remember I was what are you laughing?
Because mine's not like
I can't imagine like a couple of my friends, man. Like I'll be like, oh, let me see Instagram real quick, and it's a whole bunch of different things.
Well, I mean, your lifestyle is totally different from like the average. Because the average person your age isn't.
Yeah,
it's not gonna be that way for the most part. I could definitely speak for myself saying that. Like, I know it's kind of similar, but then there's also a mixture of just like music stuff.
Gotcha.
And then I'm a young single man. So
you're looking at the ladies, man.
So there's gonna be ladies on the timeline just naturally, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, kind of thing. But
cool, man.
But it's different. It's a different lifestyle compared to when you're like, man, I couldn't even imagine if I see my cousins.
So that alludes to this though. Like, think about the people who are going on social media and I don't know, like who are probably like depressed. Or
are we? What's the range though? Like, what's the age range if you're saying depressed? Because like I'm like think about like I have like my younger cousins.
Yep.
They're like 16, 15.
Yep.
You know, like
what do they most?
That's what I'm curious about. Think about it. No, I'm serious because now you're talking about like mental health. Because
seriously,
are we referring to people like
just
which
people
demographic?
Just like people that? People who have access to social media, like just everyone who has access to going on Instagram, Facebook, or whatever it is, Twitter, like. The stuff that they put out there, I wonder what like how it makes them feel. You know what I mean? Like basically,
because if you're thinking, what age range do you think is mostly on social media? Just if you were supposed to gap it, because that's why I want to know. Like,
I would say like the high school range
to what?
High school range to like 30. No, that's older people on Instagram too.
You think it's a large market? Like because I know you could think. You see what I'm saying? Because like that's what I'm thinking. Like. My uncles and aunts.
Yeah.
I know they're not using it the way we use it at all.
I would say from like 16 to like, maybe late 20s.
I'll say
like they're on it heavily.
Yeah, heavily.
Yeah. Okay.
But you also got to take into account about the kids who are like 18, 19 years old right now. They were born into the prime of this time, the social media time.
Yeah, man.
We were born into a time where it was just like, all right,
kind of like.
We can chill.
Build,
It was a little bit. It was starting, but now it's like they're basically born with phones in their hands.
Yes,
and they
like
have access to everything. Like, why are you 6 years old with an iPad? I don't think so. You can't just start. That can't be the first thing that you see when you come out of the womb.
Yeah, man. Like, I mean, it goes back to, for me, it makes me think about like, just. When you're a young individual, right? Like you have interests, you have friends, you talk to friends, you go out and play sports, like we play like outside or whatever.
Yeah.
And back in the day, we weren't really on our phones like that. You know what I mean? We were really just kind of like developing relationships and just really like having fun. You know what I'm saying? Playing manhunt or whatever it is. Nowadays, I remember going to the park with my nephew, and like I saw a whole bunch of people on their phones. I'm like, man. Like people aren't even playing. Like they just
they're not even in the moment.
Just on their phones,
know what I mean?
man. And I was like, man, the times have really changed, like really, really fast. So it goes back to my question I wanted to ask. So social media, in your opinion, do you think social media is more of a positive thing or a negative thing? Like, is it positive to?
I'm gonna say negative.
Negative.
Mm-hmm. I want your answers before we get into this.
I'm just gonna say that there's a balance.
There's a balance.
There has to be a balance. It can work in your favor, and it cannot work against you.
Do you think the impact of social media being negative is it's more detrimental than it being positive?
Yes, because I think, man, you can do anything. Like, because the thing is that you can legit. I believe off of just like when we talk about the algorithm, there's like I swear it's against you. I swear it's pinned against you because like you can talk about your sports and inspirational stuff, but all you need to do is like, for example, on Instagram, you could go through your likes and see what I liked. That might not have nothing to do with what you're talking about. You see what I'm saying? So like, there's ways that's set up for you. That's like, there's a back door. Yeah. Like, it's just like, oh, you want to go over here? You can see like on Twitter now, on Twitter, for example, because dudes will make fun of it, but like, you'll see content on your Twitter timeline, right? Back in the days, in like 2010, whatever, like you would go on Twitter and it would be strictly your stuff and what people retweeted. Remember now you can see people's likes? Like, why would you like something? Like, you like something, it's gonna pop up on my timeline now. Yeah. That makes no sense. Mm-hmm. So you could like anything, bro. You could like someone getting shot by a cop. Yes. Like, so I could literally just scroll down on Twitter and see like a sermon, someone like the sermon, to the next thing you know, someone's getting shot down in Baltimore because someone liked it. Because now that's the algorithm that they're showing. Yeah. So I think it's going downwards because it's getting so in depth, and it's like, oh, now we're gonna open you to this world of the stuff what's going on out there. What you like, what he likes, what she likes. It's crazy.
I think social media is just taking away like our actual people skills. Yeah. Like when you talk about liking a photo or something, like at the end of the day, do we really care? Do we really care?
Well, people do care. People care about likes.
I mean, relationships. If you're in a toxic relationship.
People be caring about likes. Like, hey, you don't like my picture?
But I'm saying, why though? 10 years ago, we weren't caring. Yeah. We had our circle, and then everything was cool. Like, who cares if you press the red heart on the Instagram?
I think it goes back to I think it goes back to self. I feel like people, if someone was to post a picture out there and they say, "Oh man, only 5 people give me likes," they be feeling depressed or feeling sad.
Mm-hmm. So now, you see, but now, do you think people feeling that way? When it starts with whatever self wants. So could you say my 16-year-old cousin could understand what he wants over what the majority rules? So if he goes to his high school and it's like he posts a photo, like, this is weird, but he'll post photos at like 1 a.m. Yeah. And I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Like, why are you posting at 1 a.m.? But he just posts it, and I also kind of respect it because I'm like, I hope he doesn't care about he got 30 likes. I don't know. I have never asked. Yeah. But like, as kids now, do you think like that's obviously something that's in their head? Like, why I got 30 likes this time?
I think absolutely, man. I think a lot of kids nowadays are probably like, man, like, I only got 30 likes. Mm-hmm. Like, what's going on? You know, they start to be down on themselves, like, and they start to use the filters and all that stuff that they have nowadays to like change who they are and put something else on their face.
It's a mask, man.
You know, it's a mask. You know, so like I said, going back to the you know, how I perceive social media is by the things that I'm like motivated by. And like, I see stuff that, say if you like got a whole bunch of stuff going on, and you know, like with the rap music video you had done recently, I saw that. I was like, man, my man Meech is working, man. Like, this is let's get busy.
Snippet dropping soon as well, but stay woke. Just wanted to say that. Put that out there.
I was like, promo. There we go. Hey, I was like, my man Meech is working, man, and I get motivated by that, because sometimes we all need a little like kick, you know what I'm saying? So when I see some other people doing work, I'm like, all right, let's go. Got to get to work. You know what I mean? Yeah. But like we were talking, it can be the same way, the opposite way. You know, with some negative stuff, you're like, man, like, this person looks good. I don't look good. Mm-hmm. I'm just gonna watch this person. I'm not gonna do anything. Yeah. You know, they just start to get down on themselves, and it's like, at what point do you have to like pick yourself up and say, look, that's that person's life, that's that person, that's what they're doing. Who knows what other like demons they're battling? You know, they're just trying to. Who knows if they're putting a facade on and then trying to act a certain way just so they can get likes. Some people buy likes.
Yeah, I know. I had no idea. I've seen that.
Like, people
that's in the world for self-fulfillment. I feel like that's just, if you gotta go out your way to buy likes, man. You're not completely happy with yourself.
Wow. Do you think like, for example, if you have your Live For You stuff, and it's like you have your following, like you don't have 1,000 followers, right? So do you believe, is that deflating to like post something and you do it
right away? No way.
But you're like, man, I only got 30 followers.
No way. No way, because the passion and the love is greater than what people think.
Okay.
You You know what I'm saying? So that kills everything. That trumps everything.
Okay.
So when I'm posting stuff, like, you know, when we were just doing like, you know, like interviews and stuff, I was like, man, this is dope. Look at this, my man Meech is getting it, Ken's getting it, and that trumps everything. And it goes back to you know, seeing guys like the Lost Breed and people who actually are doing what they love. If you really truly follow something that you're passionate about and you put it out there, man, it just, all the authentic and real energy just starts to gravitate towards you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the things just start to fall into a place for itself, and it just gradually, organically grows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just believe in that type of energy. Whereas like we were just discussing, there are people out there, you know what I'm saying, who like, oh, I'm not getting 1,000 likes, I'm gonna stop or whatever. Like, I'm not gonna do this because I'm not getting noticed or whatever. Like, obviously you got to do stuff to mix it up and be more, you know, market your stuff, but the love for what you do, man, will, like, if you really are passionate about something, nothing can change that. You know what I'm saying? So
if you're just doing it for the likes, then
that's only gonna matter for.
But
that's not genuine.
I'm gonna be devil advocate as right now. So I was saying that I know that we want the passion and all that stuff overcomes and the likes, this, that, and the third. But I could personally say, music wise, that there is people and there's peers that I have that do get more traction than I do on my stuff. So my human inclination is just gonna be like, I wonder, like, like, they're also good. I can understand they're good, but I'm like, how can I be better? Am I good enough? Am I at my best? Like, like, you start thinking and you start second guessing and you start being curious because you're gonna feel human. Like, you're gonna just be like, man, like, I could be better. And that stuff has influence.
But it's human, like what you choose though.
Natural. I think it's just natural. It's your natural intuition. Like, it's just a feeling. Like, because I think we all feel that. I think we all feel that personally. I'm curious to see if y'all feel that way too. Because you could post what you post, and if you have something that you're pushing, I can tell you that's influenced my music. So that's made me go back to my music and be like, all right, this has to be this good. That has to be that good.
Okay.
My next thing I post has to be this good, right?
Yeah.
Like, because there's going to be progress. I post something in March, and then I see someone post something in April, and they got mad traction. Yeah. So I'm just like, all right, I got ready for June. The next thing I drop in June got to be better than what I did.
I think that's a good thing though.
Okay, so the feeling to know if you post a video about something Motivation Monday, and you post something, and someone else, you know, your peer posts something, and they get more traction than you. And you know that.
I think that's a good thing because I'll look at it and I'm like, first of all, I'll probably get motivated by that to see what they're talking about.
Okay.
And then I'll be like, all right, you know what? What's this person doing that I am not, or what can I do to get to that point? You know what I mean? Because I just try to flip things and turn it into something positive. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, all right, man, what am I missing on? You know what I'm saying? Is my content off? Is my videos off? Do I not have the right lightings? What am I missing? You know what I mean? And I'll just kind of, like I said, I go back to basketball with everything. So like I think, you know, like if someone's if Kenny's getting more minutes than me, I'm gonna be like, why is this guy getting more?
But you were in the dark space before. Don't lie.
I'm like, why is this guy?
You were in the dark space though.
Oh, in ball?
When you were in ball and you weren't playing. You see me?
Absolutely.
Right,
I was.
So that's gone. You think that's gone now?
No, but I don't necessarily think so. Everything evolves, and I think I've evolved as far as my thinking. So like with basketball, when I was playing, just kind of not understanding what my coach want from me and what I want from my coach. So like, I kind of just worked, and I was just working out like crazy. Okay. And I eventually got to a point where I was playing, I was getting minutes, but what I'm trying to say is that like it's really all about perspective and how you approach things and how you see things. Like you can take something really like negative. Hold on, I think there was an example I saw where there was a story where these parents had two boys, right? Two twins. And the father was an alcoholic, and one of them grew up to watch his dad be an alcoholic, and that kid ended up becoming an alcoholic. But the other kid grew up and was like, man, my dad's an alcoholic. That's what I don't want to be. So the other kid, the one twin, grew up to be like really successful. One grew up to be like just a drunk. You know what I mean? And they both had the same parents. So I think that's really just all about perspective and how you see things and how you can kind of manipulate it towards your way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if I'm looking at a situation that I'm trying to figure out, I'm like, all right, you know what? How can I turn this around to be positive or to be to be great, because like you said in the beginning, I was doing a lot of like just videos and stuff, right? And I wasn't really getting traction like that. So I was like, you know what? How can I flip this around to kind of put this on a platform where we could kind of get, you know, notice, and where people can kind of be more familiar to what we're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? And you know, obviously you gotta invest in yourself, and you gotta invest in the people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need help. You know, people like-minded people who have similar goals. You know, it just you guys, you know what I'm trying to say, right?
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So it's just really all about perspective with a lot of things that you do in life. And I guess if you're looking at social media and you're like, man, this person is doing this, I can't. I'm struggling. I need to figure out how I can get to this. I think if you have that mentality where you're just constantly comparing yourself to someone, and weighing your, like, saying, oh, you're not good, you're not this, you're not that, it's just gonna add more weight to you and your guilt and you feeling not confident. Whereas if you can look at somebody and be like, look, at this person's doing this, how can I turn it around and do it better? You know what I'm saying? So it's really just all about perspective and how you want to, you know, approach things, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
I got a question. So, do you think we can accomplish anything we want in this life without, you know, the use of social media? Like, at this point, obviously we're not like in the 1950s, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because technology and stuff like that is more advanced now. But do you think we could develop a platform without the use of social media?
Oh, that's very difficult.
Because life is still going on.
Yeah.
Life is still happening, moving in this course. But we just have this platform over here that we can utilize to elevate us to a certain, you know, degree. But can we achieve our goals without that?
I think it depends on your market too. Like, if someone's trying to do like a drywall business, like, I don't think they're gonna need to go to social media. You know what I'm saying? But I think that definitely depends on the platform. Certain platforms you do, for sure.
But I just feel like just everything is there now.
I think as far as, like, say if I was a salesman, right, and I sold cars or whatever, I feel like, you know, back in the day there were a lot of people out really engaging with people, talking like, hey man, I'm selling the latest Maxima, this and that, you know, and just really like hustling, going from town to town, state to state, and just talking about their business, their brand, and getting it out there. So I agree with me. Just like, it depends on like the market and like what you're trying to like really pitch. You know what I mean? Because entrepreneurs back in the day too, man, that must have been.
But don't you feel like that was like real though? That's real life.
Yeah, that's real entrepreneurship, 110%.
Yeah, but I think just because social media is here too doesn't make it not real. You know what I mean?
But having that ability to speak to someone, actually utilizing your words,
right?
Having that physical interaction,
right?
That's priceless, bro.
Yeah,
you can't because think about when we have kids. Are they going to necessarily have those skills? You know, that we were taught from our parents. You know, they're handicapped by the social media, I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a gift and a curse.
Well, yeah. And the other thing I'm thinking about is, would your kids mental health wise, what would be better for them? Would it be prohibiting them from having those items that their friends and their peers have at their school? So it's like, now you feel left out, now you don't care, now you're lonely. Yeah. Now you're like, I don't want to talk to anybody. I hate it. Like, oh, everybody's watching this and I don't have it. I hate my parents. Like, or do you give them that and then hope that they couldn't micromanage, you know, the activity and use of it, and that they could go there and still be, you know.
That's why I say there needs to be a balance. That's why you can't pick a negative or a positive. It has to be a balance.
Even the balance is on the parent or the person himself.
You were saying as far as the balance with like the negativity and positive, that's hard.
I don't think you can just lean to one side. There has to be a balance. It has to be.
If you think it has to be a balance, I think it's really just about perspective and what the viewer of what they you know think about social media.
Think about the perspective. So you, as a 12-year-old's perspective, is very gullible and influential.
Yeah, it is.
That's the thing I was trying to get at. Because like when I seen someone with a sidekick, like for example, I was going, I'm like, damn, I want a sidekick.
Oh, so you saw someone with a sidekick?
Yeah, just at my time, like when I was younger. Yeah. So it's just like coming up, and it's like, I don't even have a phone, and they got sidekicks. Like,
those were
those were flying.
No one.
I like that hurts.
You didn't have the Alex.
I had the razor though, and I thought that was hot.
That was tough.
Yeah. And there's some kid that didn't have a razor.
Exactly.
And it was like, man, this kid got a
Nokia
razor.
joint.
Yes. Yeah. And that could be prohibiting to an extent.
Sure.
Like, I still remember that.
Yeah.
Like, at this age, you know?
Dang, man, I remember when I was younger and I was fundraising for my AAU basketball team, and I had my sidekick, and I was getting ready to cross the street to catch the bus, and my sidekick fell out my pocket, and a car ran over it.
Oh, Zeke, what?
My heart, man. I was hurt. I was hurt because all my friends had sidekicks, and then we had a AOL back in the day too. Mm-hmm. I'm like, man, I'm about to be out of like the loop. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? I was feeling hurt, but
how does that happen?
Right? It just fell out of my pocket, and the car ran over, and the dude didn't even stop. He just kept going.
It's like a movie.
He just kept going, and it was like, yo, I sent you psychic. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do. But my brother worked at T-Mobile, so luckily I was able to get another one fast. But
the plug.
Yeah, man, it is like just going back to what we were saying, man. Really, with social media, you mentioned a good point. Think of it as someone as a 12-year-old. Wow, like.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
Can you imagine if you were 12 and you could kind of be like...
all of this stuff in the world you have access to.
Well, I have too much access now at my age. Like that's very scary.
That's what I feel like y'all are not feeling. Y'all are not getting me.
Well,
y'all not hearing me.
In which way? Like,
how do you have so much access at a young age? How can that be good?
It could. You know what's crazy? I wonder. I don't know. I wonder because like I've had like my cousins, my little cousins. Like I'm talking like the 8s, under 8 type of thing, and they know. They know the hottest song. I don't know. What's the hot song right now? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. They know the hottest song because they have an iPad, a small iPad, and they can go to YouTube and hear it. And it's just like crazy how like 7, 6-year-olds can go to someone and be like, yo, that new the In My Feelings song. Wow. Like, it's just like, that's a weird.
To what you're saying too, Ken, I think this is just how I'm built because I like to flip things and make and look at it as a positive way. So I was going to bring this point up to you. So there's a couple celebrities who have shows where they kind of highlight young stars, like Steve Harvey has a show where he kind of highlights like little kids and stuff, and they show their talents and stuff. Ellen sometimes brings on some little kids onto her shows, and we see nowadays too, like video games, a lot of kids are really like good at streaming. Yeah. So for sure. some kids, like my nephew's a beast at like streaming and playing, and some kids make money off this stuff. So some of these kids utilize it and use it for their advantage, you know what I mean? Yeah. But like you're saying, oh man, like don't forget about the people who are probably getting hurt by social media, you know what I mean? Like bullies, all of that stuff, you know?
All right. Perfect example. In today's age, right? Say something happens, a fight happens, right?
Yeah.
What's the first thing people do?
The phones, man.
Quick to pull
even with cops,
take their phones out.
Like I don't think that's personally healthy.
Yeah.
No.
Because I feel like there needs to be a time where you need to just disconnect yourself and get away and focus on real life things.
Yeah.
And not to say it's not real life, but I'm saying there's other things out here that you can't just pull up a video on and relive. Like you can't relive connections with your family and stuff like that unless it's through a video. You know what I mean? Yeah. You're never gonna go through that moment again. And that's why I'm saying there needs to be a balance.
It's true, man. You're right.
I need that balance personally.
Yeah, gotcha.
My thing is, when you raise a kid, man, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I just know it's a hard balance for
It's going to be there. That's it. As we continue to progress, it's going to be there. So, I mean, there's no running from it.
There's going to be like holographic.
Bro, it's going to be like computer chips.
People going to be having business meetings right here.
I'm going to call somebody and they're going to come out the screen and
exactly.
Bro, I don't know, man. I'm just thinking about the next generation, and I look at my cousins, and I'm just like, man. Like I can't even do certain things like my father or my mom would do. That could do. You see what I'm saying? Like you got not trying to shoot shots, but like some women don't know how to cook, right? And I just know some people like you have people who are more feminist like would state like, what? Like, we don't, we don't have to, we could be VPs and this and everything, right? But like, that's tricky. That's a very tricky situation for many people who grew up in households where it's like, you got parents, that's just what they do. You know, it's wholesome. It provides camaraderie from the family. You can look at it from that perspective. Or now it's just like, nah, I always was good at math. I'm gonna be this. What's cooking? You know? And it's like, some men don't know how to fix things or create things or paint. Like, it's little things like that now. It's different.
Yeah, I remember doing all of that stuff when I was younger, like my brothers and my dad, matter of fact. Like, just like, you know, like painting or just working on the floors.
The lawn
like, all the time.
I think my cousin has not mowed the lawn more than 3 times in his life, bro, at 16. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause it's just like, you're bad at doing it. He's like, I don't want to do it anyways.
I guarantee you, he gets older, right? He doesn't have a lot of lawn cutting experience. What is he going to do?
Go pay someone.
Let me look this up.
Exactly.
Pay someone. Let me look it up. Yo, how do you cut the lawn?
Yeah.
Simple stuff like that, because it's there. Yes. It's right there.
Yes.
They have a thing called YouTube University, and I'm not going to lie, too. That actually helped me a little bit with
but you're probably doing intricate stuff, like how to replace a 24 gig like batteries.
Gigawatts.
Yeah, some weird stuff.
I bet I'm looking that deep. But
that's funny.
Like,
I just want to say before you say that, we as a people now in this generation, our generation, we're definitely setting the tone for the people who's going to live after us, man. That just like the people before us set the tone. Martin Luther King, they set the life that they wanted for us, and we're doing the same for the next generation. So I just think if we just get overwhelmed with all this technology, social media, it's like, what are we going to be as a people, as a race, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's just my take.
Man, I think when it comes down to social media, a lot of things that we said are kind of like overlapping, but I feel like it's important to really like place an emphasis on this, because it's so important to like how kids and how adults too perceive what they see on social media and their self. But I think at the end of the day, man, in my opinion, you guys probably have different opinions than I do, but I think social media should be used as a tool to learn, elevate, build, and use to your advantage. Unfortunately, you know, obviously there, you know, some things that get posted on social media that just kind of negatively influence people. But I think if we can use social media as a tool where we can help others, put positive content out there, put an emphasis and explain to people why their life is important, then I think that will kind of lift everybody up a little bit. You know what I mean? Whereas if you continue to see like negative stuff and people are posting crazy stuff, I think a lot of people are drawn to that, and they're like, oh, you know, this person's doing this wild stuff, I'm going to do this wild stuff too. This person's getting attention for throwing Skittles at a restaurant, I'm going to throw Skittles at a restaurant too. You know what I'm saying? So I think if we're able to kind of have an influence where we are being positive, being creative, spoken words, or whatever it is that we're trying to do, I think that will really like change the way people look at social media. You know what I mean? It's my opinion overall on social media.
I'm just gonna be the Scrooge here.
Go ahead.
I'm with it.
When the last time y'all watched the news?
Oh, that's different though. I'm not gonna watch no news, bro.
But I'm just saying, like,
you think the news is beneficial?
Yeah, it's news, but we have different platforms and where we can access the news. We're not, you know, pulling out our newspapers and reading up on what's happening now. We go on Twitter, Instagram, see what's up.
But do you think the news is the same though? News coverage and all that stuff is just the same.
That also is affected by. That's also affected by
social media.
That's my point, because it's influenced that too.
With the development of social media, it has allowed people to put out random content that we could care less. Oh, LeBron, he bought a shirt. Like, why is that
and now
news?
It's a whole.
Why is that news? Why is that in the headlines? He bought a shirt, you know, from Gucci or something.
Bro, the algorithm again, though. That's just what it is. Because you talking about the news, like I just know when I was younger and I see my father watching the news, like it just seemed less hectic, man. I don't know. Even like at least I had no problem seeing the news then. Now I can't. I just don't want to, because it's just like it's too much, man.
I think a lot of it too is driven by money, because everything. If you're getting viewers, if you're getting a lot of people to pay attention to what's going on, people are like, oh, you know what? This person's watching this nonsense. I'm gonna continue to post this. I'm gonna continue to do this, and
money and clout.
Yeah,
clout's a huge one.
Yeah,
instant clout.
Yeah, see, you know what, man?
We going deep.
We are, man. We are, man. And I think like, you're right, man. It's easier to get people's attention doing some like random stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like some like bull stuff. Just I don't know, running. If someone posts on social media someone running outside when it's like 2 degrees outside, naked or something, everyone's gonna be like, whoa, what the heck? You see this guy running outside naked? What's wrong with him? You know what I mean? That retweets.
This guy's crazy. Yep.
But if we see something like, oh man, I don't know, 13-year-old full ride to Harvard or something like that. Yeah. I bet you that's not gonna get enough attention like the random crazy video that that people are talking about, you know. So
shock value, man.
You know what I mean? So I don't know. I think, like I said, for me, it's really about perspective, because I'll be way more impressed by seeing a 13-year-old getting a full ride, whereas someone's telling me like, oh, look at a naked guy running outside. I'm like, you know what? I don't need to. No thanks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. I don't want to even see it or hear anything about that. But I will read into this kid who got a full ride into Harvard. Like, what's going on? Like, what's the story behind that? You know what I mean? Yeah. Whereas people are just so like, I don't know. From what I understand or see or whatever or hear, people are more drawn to the like chaos. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Feed yourself, man. Feed yourself.
Even look at this is negative.
Yeah,
I'm sorry
time.
To be so negative, but even look at when
you
XX died.
Oh yeah,
it's all on Twitter, man. People who were literally at the scene of the crime posting videos of his body and stuff like that, like stuff like that. Yeah. I don't know. I just don't know how that can be healthy.
Yeah. Well, no, social media definitely is on another level, man, and hopefully, you know, as time goes, it can evolve to really like help instead of distract and pull down people and people's thoughts and minds. Hopefully one day it can be like used as a tool to really, really like help people go. Because it's like a gold mine, you know what I mean? You can use it to build your business. You can use it to really elevate yourself, help people out. So
I think once you get that separation too, because like your mind, whatever your mindset is on it, at the end of the day, like your mind will either heal or like kill you, you know? So if your mindset, I know some people that just completely disbanded their personal profile and they have this brand, you know, and that's all they focus on. That is what they do, and that's what they consistently go back to their.
All right, so I wanted to ask you guys one more question before we wrap up. Do you think you're better with or without social media?
I believe I would say I'm night and day right now. Right now, honestly, that's the best way I could put it. It's night and day. So there's times where I go on that social media cleanse and don't go on for 2 weeks straight. Or in my past, I could say it was very negative, extremely. Like that's just one-sided. But now I think when it came to like obviously like, you know, you structure your mind towards it. And I have a brand and I have music, so I have things that I like creatively want to put out, which will be dope. It's 50, and then it's just days where it's like, all right, there's nothing but toxicity on my thing, my whole timeline. So 50-50 for me.
Okay.
Am I better with or without?
Yeah.
Come on, man. I'm my own person.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I think just because I have an account for something doesn't make me better, man. I'm still gonna live my life. I am human though, so I do like to go on, check and see what the world's talking about, and you know, just like Meech said, you know, if you have some creativity on there, just like this podcast, it's content, it's stuff that you want to look at. But at the end of the day, I think I can definitely live without it. I don't need it, and I don't think it defines who I am personally or how I should feel about myself.
You know what, man? I gotta agree with you, man. That's the answer right there. That's my mindset with social media, with or without it. Still gonna elevate. But I thought this was.
I need that to elevate. I'm gonna listen to my SoundCloud if I don't got it. Stop.
It's definitely good to have, though.
Yeah, it's definitely good to have. It's definitely good to have.
But I hate it.
But with that being said, man, we just wrapped up episode 4, man. So.
You're not gonna shout out Wes for this?
Oh yeah! Shout out to my man Wes who helped produce this.
Disgusting.
This video, man. This was great, man. Hopefully he can be,
it.
you know, with us more and stuff. So, but
any last words, Z?
The Lit For You podcast, man. Peace.